All right, everybody, welcome back. Today is a super special episode of the Realty Radio Show, episode number 12, and it's the first one ever where I'm actually doing it in person. I got my good car friend here, Ayrton. Is that how you pronounce it?
Yeah, Ayrton, yeah.
Ayrton, yup. So he's got a very unique name. I always feel like I'm butchering it, but yeah, we're gonna go ahead and talk about him a little bit today, and kind of just go from there, man. Thank you so much for doing this with me. I'm super excited to learn more about you because I think we've known each other probably for about a year. But it's like always in and out of these car scenes and stuff. So I want to know you, man. I want to know like your background and what got you into this and all this. So tell the people, man, who you are, like, you know, what the deal is.
My name is Ayrton. I'm 29.
Okay.
I wanna, my family, immigrants, first generation.
Okay.
I'm second generation.
From where?
My dad is Peruvian, actually.
No kidding.
He's half Peruvian, he's half Chilean, and I'm
Very cool.
I'm Chilean.
Got it.
3/4 Chilean, 1/4 Peruvian. Yeah.
Okay.
So. Yeah, but we lived in Chile and Peru before moving here. My
Very
dad's
cool.
always lived here, but when I was 10 when I moved here to
Got
live
it.
with my dad. Yeah.
Very cool. Do you miss? And would you even call it home?
I've been here longer than I've been down there, so
Yeah.
I would call this home now. But yeah, you miss some stuff and family, of course, but we don't have that much family left over there, to be honest.
Yeah.
And this is home now, so.
This is home, man.
Yeah, this is home.
God, what a great country
Everybody's
we live
here.
in.
Oh, yeah.
So 29, you run a mechanic shop, although it's so much more than that.
Yeah.
You fabricated, created a super cool wing, which we'll talk about here in a little bit.
Thank you.
But next door you have your dad's shop,
Yeah.
so you guys kind of run your businesses side by side,
Yeah.
which is incredible.
Thank you.
How long you been doing it? I mean, you're young, man.
Officially, it's been a year, but I've worked with my dad since 2015.
Okay.
Just kind of together.
Very
in
cool.
there. And then this space opened up, and I was like, it's now or never,
And have you always been into cars?
Yeah, always. Yeah, I grew up here. We used to live a block down the street from
Okay.
here. And growing up, I was 11 or so.
You lived here.
Yeah, so
Let's call it
basically
spade
all
a
the
spade,
time.
yeah.
I was with my dad all the time. And it's funny because I have a younger brother, and he kind of stuck with my mom, and I stuck with my dad.
Okay.
And I wanted to go do all the cool stuff that my brother did, like soccer and stuff, but I wasn't that good, so I got sent with my dad over here to
That's
work.
funny, man. That's
But yeah,
funny.
but I'm glad now. I see it now, and it was I learned a lot. You learned everything, so it's been great.
And you gravitate to like your
Yeah.
passions and your loves,
Yeah, for sure.
So that's what got you into cars,
Yeah.
is your dad.
Yeah, it is my dad.
And that was when you were 10? Like, did he start that?
Younger
or?
than that, honestly. When we lived in Peru, he had a karting club, and we would do a lot of kart racing, like
go-karts.
Yeah, go-karts. Yeah.
I heard that's kind of like the beginning segue into actual like racing.
Yeah. I was 3 years old when he made this really cool motorcycle out of a chainsaw. And he fabricated everything.
No kidding.
And it was gas powered, and I was riding that when I was 3, and that's what got me into the motorcycle stuff.
Got it.
Yeah, so I've been riding motorcycles ever since then, honestly.
And
After that, I moved to a bigger dirt bike, and then it was the pocket rockets and all that stuff. Got my first bike when I was 15.
Phew.
Yeah. It's this one, actually.
Yeah, so he's got a sick bike back here. We'll throw in some clips throughout the show to show you guys. And also some of the wicked cool cars he's got in the back. That's what I'm personally excited about.
Yeah.
Looks like a bag of Skittles back there, and you guys will see what we're referring to. But sick, man. So bikes, cars.
Yeah. A little bit of everything.
A little bit of everything. Yeah. Why BMWs, dude?
My first car was a BMW.
Okay.
Yeah, my dad gave me my first car when I was like 16.
Okay.
Because a few of the teachers were complaining that I was showing up on a bike, And
Got it.
they wanted, they were calling my dad and stuff to see if he knew about it, because I was young. I was like 16, 15.
Yeah.
So he got me a car, and he got me a 98 BMW. It's a 318 Ti, the hatchback,
Okay.
the one that nobody likes.
Uh-huh.
That one. That was my first car.
Got it.
And after that, it was just, BMW after that. BMW. I always loved it after that.
Huh, so you're super loyal to the brand.
Yeah, I am. Just to, till now. I don't like their new stuff, but yeah.
No?
No.
Why?
I don't know. I think the engine's great. They're not the best looking cars, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, and my dad
So
always...
aesthetically wise.
Yeah, aesthetically.
Okay.
Yeah, no, performance, it's insane what they do now. But, my dad's always been into Mercedes, and I always loved Mercedes, like the older Mercedes.
Sure.
Yeah.
Like how old?
70s, 80s.
Oh, wow,
Yeah,
okay.
So kind of old, yeah.
Got it.
Yeah.
Yeah, the aesthetic stuff, that's a big topic of discussion I think with any new car, man, because you come out and you have these features that are not seen and people aren't used to them. Like, do you think... I feel the same way.
Yeah.
Like, I see some of these new cars, and I like the M4 grills and the M3 grills, you know? You
Let's
see them
talk
at
about
first, yeah, you're just like, ugh, But like after a couple of years, they kind of start growing on
it
you,
does.
and like,
it does.
like you think that'll change for you, or
Yeah, no, it already has, kind of, honestly. When I first saw the pictures, I was like, oh, that's
what did they
that's
do?
disgusting. You know,
Like,
it's
what did
funny
they do?
because I wanted the newer one, and I was waiting. It was like 2020. They were about to release it, or 19, I don't know. They were gonna release it, and I'm like, let's see what it's gonna look like, because I really wanted an M4. So I'm like, should I wait and maybe just get the newest one?
Yeah.
And see what that's about. Then they released it, and I saw the pictures, and I was like, no, I gotta go with the older one, because.
And that's the one you have now.
Yeah, the one I have now. So I just prefer that body style.
Yeah.
But obviously, performance-wise, the new one's it's insane. Yeah.
Well, I mean, you're not exactly too slow yourself.
Yeah. It's done pretty good.
Yeah.
No, yeah. We've upgraded a bunch of stuff, so
That's
it's fun.
incredible.
It's still fun, yeah. It's not like it's slow, so.
Right.
Yeah, it's still a fun car.
Killer.
I love how it looks, honestly.
I remember when you popped your trunk for the first time.
Yeah.
I was like, what's this guy gonna do? Show me like some subs or like a spare tire?
No.
And I'm like, what the hell, man? That's cool, man. That's super cool. I love your car, dude.
Thank you. Thank you.
And we'll show you guys some pictures of it too, because it's a pretty cool piece of art, man. I refer to these cars as art because that's really what they are.
Yeah, they really are. But thank you.
And their personalities.
Yeah.
Like every car's got its own personality.
They do.
Cool. So you started this shop a year ago.
Yeah, about a year ago, yeah.
And it seems like it's really taken off.
It has, kind of. Yeah, it has. Yeah,
What kind of challenges have you experienced throughout the year, starting your own kind of shop aside from your, next to your dad's?
Yeah.
Have you learned anything from how your dad has done business? Would you change anything? Like, how did this idea even come about? What made you want to do your own thing versus just piggybacking off of your dad?
Basically, first of all, I think I've had it, I don't want to say easy, but it's definitely been easier than starting from the ground, having, my dad next door. So I always keep that in mind, I'm not, over here like, oh, go out and start your own stuff, because it's tough.
Yeah.
It's super tough. Especially, there's bills coming up.
For sure.
It's expensive, and but yeah, at first I think it's been a huge help having my dad right next door.
Yeah.
And we work on everything. I take any car and anything you need, body work, mechanic, because whatever we need, we have guys.
Sure.
My dad knows everything.
Sure.
And he's our main guy here. He, any car, mechanic wise, body work, he's done it all. So if there's any questions, he's right there, and that's like a pillar I feel like that I hold on to. Like, I know if a problem with a car or anything that we need, I know that he's there, and it's just kind of like a peace of mind for me, at least. But since I started a year ago, I think the biggest challenge was I quit. I used to work for UPS, actually.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. I worked for UPS at the time.
You were one of the dudes that were running up and down.
I was a dispatcher. Yeah,
Okay,
yeah, I was
cool,
a
cool.
dispatcher, so I was
Which they're making
dealing
170K right now,
the
dude.
drivers. Yeah, yeah, they're doing great. Yeah,
Yeah.
the truck drivers. Those are the delivery drivers. I used to
Yeah.
be in charge of like the freight guys, so the
Okay.
bigger semi
Sure.
trucks. But you know, same thing.
Well, no, it's not, because I
And
mean, you're probably like more in an office setting on the phones.
yeah, I was in an office
selling
all
loads,
day.
brokering
Yeah,
loads, whatever it
yeah.
is.
I would work there all morning, and then in the afternoon I would come here and work basically all night.
Got it.
Yeah, yeah. And then, you know, it was I started posting videos on Instagram, honestly.
Okay.
And I started advertising the shop a little bit, you know.
Sure.
And I was like, let's see, you know, because we didn't have a website or anything. My dad's really old school.
Sure.
Old school, and I mean the clientele that he has, it's like based. So
Sure.
they've been around here since he's been here since like the '80s. So
Wow.
it's, you know, it's set.
He's
And
built a reputation over the
exactly.
years.
So he's got, you know, his clientele, and I know he doesn't need it, but I try to, like, you know, push some of the. I built the website and, you know, update the Google stuff, the reviews, the locations, and all that stuff. I do
Yeah.
the more tech stuff, um, but yeah.
That's an interesting dynamic,
Yeah,
because you
yeah.
have like the older generation
Mhm.
where I don't want to say they're stuck in their ways, but ultimately they kind of
They
are.
are. Yeah, yeah.
You know,
Yeah,
and they've
yeah.
gotten to the point where they're comfortable with their existing
Uh-huh.
book of business,
Yeah.
and they don't like need to
Yeah,
scale.
no. They
You know
don't.
what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah, they don't. Mhm.
But ultimately, like that book of business that they have, they can leverage that to
Yeah.
literally scale 10x.
Right.
And I had a buddy on the show that was talking about the story of the fisherman and the businessman. And well, I'll have to tell you
Yeah,
about that
yeah,
on
yeah,
the
yeah.
side, but you get comfortable and almost like complacent, but it's like what you really want. Like, what do you want, dude?
Right,
What do
yeah,
you
yeah.
want in your
Mhm.
life?
No,
Like, do
yeah.
you want this to be like a national brand?
Yeah.
Or do you just want it to be like local,
Yeah.
like Aurora, like,
Exactly.
you know what
yeah.
I mean?
Yeah.
And what you're comfortable with, you know?
Yeah.
Let's talk about this Wang
Yeah,
that
sure.
you got. Because I remember when you first brought it to one of the car meets, and you were pushing that button, and I was like, man, I need to push that button.
You know, before we talk about the wing,
Yeah.
we used to not accept credit cards here. My dad was all cash and checks.
Wow.
You know, so old school. And I remember at one of the meets we talked, and you said to me, "Would you rather get
Financing.
Yeah, would you rather get 0% of or 100% of $0 or 98% of, you know?"
Yeah.
It's like a percentage, and after that, I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna go ahead and order the machines and all that stuff. And we take credit cards now.
Dude, that's
you know,
amazing.
yeah,
I
so-
had like a little piece
Yeah,
of that.
you did.
Hell
yeah,
yeah.
you did, because we didn't take credit cards or debit cards before. Yeah, it was no cards, just all straight cash or checks.
That's incredible,
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
I'm a big Gary
Yeah.
Vaynerchuk guy. Do you know who that
Yeah,
is? He talks about this all the time with his
Yeah.
dad's like liquor store,
Yeah,
and how he came in there, and you know, and
Yeah.
you know, accelerated business and all that. But it was kind of the same thing. Like
Yeah.
it was checks, cash.
Yeah.
You
It's
know,
old school. Yeah,
It's just it's old school, and there's
Yeah.
nothing like wrong with it. But at the end of the day, like that will get phased
You're
out.
leaving a lot on the table.
Yeah,
So yeah.
unnecessarily.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's awesome,
No,
dude.
it's true. Yeah, even some days it's like, you know, why are we doing this way?
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah.
And eventually, man, I mean, your dad, you know, like he's not gonna be around forever.
Right, yeah,
You know what I
exactly,
mean?
yeah,
And so you're
Yeah.
probably gonna take over
Yeah,
everything and
yeah.
implement and have systems
Exactly,
and
yeah.
processes and stuff for the
Yeah.
21st century, you know?
Yeah. So yeah, gotta get ready.
That's killer, dude.
Yeah.
No, that makes me so
Yeah,
happy
yeah,
that
yeah.
like
I
I
just
sparked
remember
an
that.
idea.
It's
you know
always
what I
in the
mean?
back of my head that you said that to me. It's just like right that same day. It was a Sunday. I remember on Monday.
Yeah.
I got with. I started looking it up, and who had the best rates, it was
Yeah.
Square.
Yep.
So I was like,
And it's just, I think it's like it's either a flat rate or 2% or
yeah, it's
something.
like a couple, 2.9 I think.
Yeah.
And it's yeah, it was like, let's do it. I was
Yep.
right away. I was like, let's do it.
Yep.
And yeah,
And have you seen an increase in?
yeah,
Yeah.
huge.
Because
Yeah.
I mean, most
Especially
people have
with
credit.
like stuff that we sell online like
Yeah.
this. Yeah, I mean, it's all how are they gonna pay me cash, you know?
Sure.
So yeah,
It limits
it's a
your
whole different
business
world.
potential,
It
man.
does. Yeah, yeah.
That's awesome, dude.
Hmm.
Man, that feels so good to
Yeah.
know that I had a little piece
Yeah, I
there.
wanted to mention that
Oh
before I
man.
forget.
Dude, so let's talk about this
Yeah,
wing,
yeah, yeah.
because you're very proud of it,
Yeah,
and the reason that I even asked you to do this, and again, thank you for
yeah, of
doing it,
course.
is because you're a smooth criminal, dude. Like you are
Thank you.
so like smooth
Thanks, brother.
and humble,
Thank you.
and I love that,
Yeah.
because there's so many like egotistical,
Yeah.
you know.
Especially in the BMW
Yes, man. In the car scene,
yeah.
BMW, like, I'm real estate,
Yeah.
mortgages, like, all about this, man. Like,
No, I know.
so I thank you for
Yeah,
like
of course.
being like a humble,
No,
like
yeah.
genuine
Of
person.
course.
And that's why I wanted to have this talk with you.
Yeah.
But you're doing some amazing things.
Thank you.
This guy right here fabricated this wing
Mm-hmm.
from scratch.
Mm-hmm.
Built everything out. I'm
Yeah.
gonna let you talk about it,
Yeah.
because it's truly pretty fucking awesome.
Yeah, thank you. So basically I had a wing on my car.
Okay.
We had it in the shop one day. I was washing it. And then we started watching a video on the other side here in one of the computers. And there was a Tesla testing out like a new wing that would move. But it was electric. And then so one of the comments said that it was abandoned because it was electric or something.
Yeah.
The electric motors kept burning out because they were
Sure.
trying it as an air brake.
Problems with the Tesla?
Yeah. So yeah, electrical problems too. So I started, it was in the back of my head like that'd be really sick if the wing, like we had a,
If it moved,
yeah,
if it was mobile.
yeah, if it was active. And I started, at home. One day I'm like, how can I make it move? So it's either I use electric arms,
Okay.
because they exist, electric arms,
Sure.
and or the other thing was pneumatic or hydraulic with oil.
What's the difference between pneumatic
So
and hydraulic?
pneumatic
'Cause I thought those
works
were the
with
same.
air.
Okay.
So yeah, you're making it work with air.
Got it.
Hydraulic is basically oil fed. So
Got it.
you would need your arms basically have oil inside and
Sure.
a pump somewhere, and
Sure.
yeah. So which pneumatic works the same way, just with air. But with oil it's just messy. And the pumps, it's everything that's hydraulic is super super expensive. And what when I was looking at the time, I was looking for wings, and all the wings were around $1,800.
Okay.
Not active or anything, just a standard.
Just a fixed wing.
Yeah, fixed wing. It was
Probably not even like
around
carbon fiber or
1,800.
anything.
A lot of them were carbon fiber, but it's like a starting point was 18 for a
Right,
decent
'cause
one.
carbon
Obviously.
fiber is expensive.
Yeah,
as all
so it was
hell.
like a decent one was like 1,800 and up or so, till about 2,500. And I was thinking, if I can make it move, and I was to sell it, I would want to stick like right under two grand.
Okay.
I was like, if I can make it work under 2 grand, still make a little bit of money off of it, it's cool. But if the challenge first was making it work. I don't even know how we were gonna make it work. And then when I started looking into it, it's like, okay, we run it off of air, and I run it off of air. Use some arms that that are pneumatic, and then it was the programming, and then it was like the testing, and it was just
right,
like,
because it works in tandem with the
exactly.
brake.
Yeah. So it's so let me show you.
It's
here.
active arrow, man.
Yeah. So it at first it was it's a basic design. It's super basic. All this does is up and down. That's it when you hit the brakes. Or if I mount this on the front as well with a shorter arm now, and basically it's extended in the front, and then it's people call it DRS, And basically once you hit a certain speed,
That's
I
like
have
a
it
racing term.
exactly. Yeah,
What does
it's
that
like
mean?
it's
I,
basically so you're reducing the drag by flattening the wing when
mhm,
you're going on a straight.
got it.
So yeah, you don't get the tilt. It comes up, and so you get less drag when you're trying to go when you're speeding up, basically. But it was a super simple design. It's 3 points. Basically, both this whole arm moves. This one has to move too, and all the wing does is it comes up and it moves like this once you hit the brakes, and it works as like an air brake. Um, but the challenge was trying to get it not to break the carbon at first. That was the first challenge. So I found a company that made the arms, and I reached out to them. They sent me 2 arms to test out. I said okay, and I had the programming and all that stuff in the box, and I'm like, at this point, it's half the battle, and now it's just finding the arms. So
Yeah.
yeah, we put those arms on, and that video went crazy on Instagram. It's just like blowing up everywhere. People were sharing it. Other
It's just super
people,
cool.
yeah.
Like,
It was
it's
like,
not only functional,
yeah,
but it's like
hmm
super
yeah,
aesthetically
just to see it,
pleasing,
yeah, yeah,
you
just to
know?
see it, yeah. And it was everywhere. And so the first challenge was not cracking the first one. I had it mounted super high, and because I didn't know what height it was gonna be, so it was like ridiculously high.
Yeah.
And I remember we took it out on the highway. I'm like, okay, you pay attention here. We put the scales under it because I mounted a scale on the trunk of my car,
Okay.
and then I mounted a wing on it.
Got it.
So
So
that
you
way I
can
can
measure
see. Yeah, we were
downforce?
measuring exactly how much pressure it was making,
Okay.
and the numbers were crazy insane. I
Really?
didn't
Okay.
even think it was gonna be that much, but it was like 300, 400 pounds that we're talking about. So it's like,
Of downforce on the
yeah,
rear
so
end.
it's like basically 2 people just
Yeah, no
on
kidding.
your trunk. So the first challenge was using the right arms so we wouldn't crack the trunk. And then we found some arms that were working just fine. Well, you can regulate the air as well. It's
Yeah.
not just the arms, but the problem is that once you get up to speed and you try to do the air brake, if you don't have enough pressure, it's not gonna work.
It won't
Yeah.
pop it
So
up.
yeah, you're fighting the wind at the same time, but at the same time, you got to find that limit where you're not breaking the trunk or
Sure.
the wing itself.
How many
And
wings did you go through?
we went to 3.
That's it?
Yeah.
It's pretty
Just 3.
good.
Yeah, not bad.
You hear
And they didn't
stories?
they didn't
It took
completely
us three.
break.
I was expecting like
Yeah,
it took us
no.
100
No,
wings
no,
to
no. It
get
didn't
to
and it wasn't like completely breaking, but one of them did, crack
snap.
and
Yeah.
like almost snapped. Yeah, it was, I mean, it was like this. It was like a V. So,
Got it.
yeah, almost straight down the middle. That's when I was like, okay, well that's our point, 450 pounds or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
And
insane pressure,
yeah, it
man. That's
is.
like
Yeah.
six, 50-pound
Mhm.
sandbags is
Yeah,
300
exactly.
pounds.
So I kept doing it until I found that limit where basically the arms will reach a certain amount of pressure where it would send that data to the box, and then if the box felt like it got to a certain number, it would not lift it up.
Gotcha.
And that usually happens around 110 miles per hour.
Okay.
So after 110, yeah, I made it so it wouldn't lift so high. It
Got it.
still lifts just a couple,
A
to change.
hair,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, to change the angle, but it's not, how we first tested it on the videos on Instagram. Yeah, that was pretty crazy because it was, and I used longer arms, so the tilt was not, because now it's 2 inches that the lift is 2 inches. At first, we started with 6 inches. So it was,
Like
that's
6-inch arms.
yeah, 6 inch. No, the stroke was 6 inches.
Got it.
So from there, it would lift 6 inches.
Damn.
So it was crazy, like basically like this.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's how you're
That's like an
cracking up.
airplane.
And then yeah, it was too much. It was
Yeah.
too much. And I mean, to be honest with you, if you're putting a wing like this on your car, your car doesn't need the extra braking. I'm gonna be honest.
Sure.
You don't need the extra braking. You're putting it on an M4.
Yeah.
I mean, that thing is, it's straight out the factory. It's a beautiful machine. Everything's designed to work, just like it is. So
Yeah.
it doesn't need extra braking, but it's good to have a downforce at the track, at the racetrack, wherever,
Yeah,
you know, and not just that, but it looks super cool, you know.
it
It's
does. The fact that it moves when you hit the brake, like
yeah,
again, it's like a super cool like aesthetic
and yeah, I
touch.
when I as soon as I saw that first video, kind of like blowing up,
Yeah,
that's when I was like, okay,
you're like, I got something.
we got something here, so let's go ahead and make the logo,
Yeah,
and I started with all the YRD stuff, yeah, the air stuff, and it was funny because it was like, why'd you use air? Because it's like air,
yeah.
the wings work with air, you know? So it was like,
And then
that's
you
the
got the
initials
D
to
for
my name,
downforce,
obviously. Yeah,
man.
so yeah, exactly. So yeah, it was a number of things that just kind of lined up, and it was like either we and I quit my job at this time at UPS, and so it was kind of
No
like
kidding. Okay.
it was like a either we sink or swim, so it's now or never. So. But you know, I'm so grateful because we've had so many people come through social media. It's insane,
Yeah.
you know. Customers just people just come. Sometimes you see people just coming to take pictures with the car, and I think that's super cool.
I
Or
love
just in
that,
front of the
dude.
shop. I'm like, that's super cool. I love that.
I
So
love that,
yeah,
man.
yeah, yeah. So
So,
it's
so
been crazy.
what are you planning on? Like, clearly you like this, not
Mhm.
only for like, the financial gain, but
Yeah,
also like you enjoyed the
yeah,
process
it was super
and all
fun
of that.
making
Like,
it. Yeah, yeah,
do you see like making new versions of
yeah.
it?
Yeah,
You
yeah,
know, I
yeah.
would hope you would,
Yeah, yeah,
dude, you
yeah.
know?
I actually have one already,
I
but
love it.
yeah, that it'll be similar design, but it'll
Sure.
be both of the arms will move this time.
Okay.
Yeah, now I'm confident. Now I feel confident. I know the
Yeah.
measurements. I know what each arm can do and
Well, and you can
what the
like
carbon can
you
do.
can
So
like not maybe
yeah,
not
now we
reinvent
can.
it, but
Yeah,
like
yeah,
tweak it and tweak it and
exactly.
tweak it.
Now it's kind of like
Any
I don't know
other
the details about it.
any other parts that you want to like fabricate and make or
No,
no, just
no.
wings,
Yeah,
wangs.
just this one. It's just I like it. I think it's so cool,
Yeah.
and it's been good for business, and I enjoy the kids at the car shows and
Yeah,
stuff. They
dude, they
love that
love it.
stuff. Yeah, I'm actually the next thing I'm gonna put on this week on my car is a button so they can push it on my car,
Uh-huh.
and then it'll move the wing.
No
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
kidding.
That's what I'm working on. So.
You could charge them $5 every
Oh
time they
yeah,
hit the
no.
button.
But yeah, I think it'll be fun for the kids.
That's
But it's cool, everyone likes to see it.
yeah.
Even myself.
It brings you joy,
It
man.
does. It
And
does. Yeah.
like I've talked about this with other people. When you're that age, like you
Yeah.
almost see yourself
Yeah.
like when you were that age and
Yeah.
when you saw
Exactly.
like something
Uh-huh.
that cool and you
Yeah.
like remember that
Mhm.
feeling and to be able to like be the originator of
Yeah.
that feeling
Yeah. Yeah.
for that
Yeah.
other human
Right.
being
Yeah.
is
Yeah.
like very special.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm thinking about putting like a 360 camera at one of the get-togethers because
Yeah,
the reactions are just so good.
100%, dude.
Yeah. But yeah, it's been a fun process.
It's been a wild ride, man.
Yeah.
And it sounds like, I mean, you're taking off, dude. I love this for
Thank
you.
you.
Again, like you're just the right person for this stuff to
Thank
happen
you.
to. And you mentioned, you stopped the UPS stuff. You
I
quit your job.
did. I did.
So
Yeah.
like the timeline between like where was that? Like with the wing and
So it was at the beginning of this year, actually,
okay,
and it was just kind of I had just moved to a bigger house,
okay,
and it was like I needed the income, and but the main reason, honestly, my mom got cancer a couple years ago, and this year she had to get surgery, so. It was kind of, and financially, I was supporting her. I was the only one, so
sure,
it's like it was tough because my parents are split up. So,
got it,
and my mom doesn't have like she doesn't have any family. It's
sure,
basically just me and my younger brother.
hmm
It's just that's all she's got. So it was tough. It was super tough. Like the past 3 years, it's been super tough, and it was this year she had to. It was basically it was surgery to see if it was gonna work or not. And yeah, everything is super expensive, obviously,
yeah,
but everything worked out, and all the scans came back about a month ago. Everything seems to be good. So,
Beautiful.
yeah, but that's what pushed me really to. It was like, it's now or never,
And you handled it like a man,
Yeah,
dude.
so
And you're
it's
sitting here today.
yeah,
And
we I took care.
you,
You know.
universe always
But
rewards it, man.
yeah. So yeah, that's what really pushed me, and it was at the time it was like, I leave UPS, we go on this new journey, and from the beginning it was, oh, I heard you're by yourself and not with your dad anymore. It's like, yeah, it's like, and I'm telling you, Instagram has been a blessing
Sure.
because it's like so many people, so much business through Instagram
Yeah.
alone, and then it was Facebook and all
Yep.
the other apps. But I was not expecting it. Yeah, so I appreciate all the customers and all the love that.
It's incredible,
Yeah, it is.
like what social media can
It's
do.
insane, and I had no faith in it, to be honest.
Yeah.
At first, when I was, I would look at it as, I get tired some days of looking at my car on Instagram.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I don't want to keep posting crap because
Right.
it's like, I know other people are getting tired of it, and
It's
I
like
don't
the
want to be
same
like,
car,
yeah,
the
it's the
same
same
car.
car, the same dang thing.
Yeah.
So it was just a lot of things at the same time happening. It's like, what
Yeah.
can I make it so it can be cooler?
Yeah.
And it was like, if the wing moves, that's gonna be.
You made it
That's
cooler,
gonna be
dude.
it.
You made it cooler,
Yeah.
man.
And then I started messing with the arms. We made a curtain for the window and the hood and all this stuff. Other cool stuff. Yeah.
Yes, and we'll show you guys that
Yeah.
too because it's super cool. He's got a little window on his hood where
Yeah,
you can see your motor and all of
Yeah.
that, and
Yeah, but it's been a wild ride.
it's been a
fun.
wild ride,
Yeah,
man.
but it's been fun.
Napoleon Hill wrote a book. I mean, it's a super old book. It's called Think and Grow Rich. Famous book, but he talks about how if you're entering into a new venture or a new chapter in your life, um, you don't have to approach it like this, but like successful people
Yeah.
and you know what, fuck it. You have to approach it like
Yeah.
this of like all of my ships are burnt, right? Like so the analogy is, you're on a ship with an army coming to invade a country or whatever, and you land, and I'm butchering the analogy right now because I haven't read the book in a while,
Yeah.
but you land on the shore, right? And the general, he's like, all right, like it's either we win and we're victorious or we die.
Yeah.
Like there is no like going back.
Right,
There
yeah.
is no like, man, like we're gonna lose. Let's hop back on this ship.
Yeah.
He's like, no, I'm burning all the ships. So we either win and we're good.
Yeah.
We're either victorious, and that mentality is kind of the same thing that he equates to business ventures, life, challenges, and all of that. And I think if you look at it that way, then your chances of succeeding and being more successful are just exponentially higher. So like with the wing and the health problems and the job quitting, like you literally, like from what I can tell is in your mind, you're like, there's no going back.
Yeah,
like
no,
I'm
there
going
wasn't.
at this. Like we're making this
It was
wing.
100%.
We're selling this.
It wasn't.
wing.
It wasn't if it works. It's like how is it gonna work? Because
Yes.
at this point, it was like it's gotta work.
Yep.
It's gotta work. So
And it did, man.
It did. It did. It did. Yeah.
It's an amazing blessing.
It was great. Yeah.
Any challenges? I mean, obviously, we're talking about some challenges that you've had, but any challenges like that are particularly ingrained in your mind that were very difficult for you, and what was your mindset trying to overcome those? Whether it be personal, business, like whatever, like what got you through it?
Something that was super difficult for me was my grandma got Alzheimer's, and I moved here when I was 10, and I haven't gone back to Chile. That's where my mom's family lives, and a couple years ago, in the back of my mind, you remember it as a kid. So in the back of my mind, it's like, I still have this picture of back home that my family's all there and all this stuff. But I think the biggest challenge for me was I saw my grandma for the first time through video a couple years ago, and she didn't remember me. And I could just tell that she didn't remember me. And that's always in the back of my mind because that was tough. That was super tough because to me it was, it's my grandma. It's like, to me, I always thought that she was gonna be there, but it's like, even now I talk to her, but it's like I know, like you can tell the way she just talks back to me that it's just like she's not there anymore. And it's like,
Man,
that was like the toughest thing for me. That was the toughest thing for me.
Alzheimer's is one of those things that I wouldn't wish on my worst
Yeah,
enemy.
yeah, yeah.
And it seems like you were close to your grandma, but
Yeah, I
can
was
you
super
imagine
close. Yeah.
like
Hmm.
having all of these memories, like a
Yeah.
life,
Uh-huh.
like
Yeah,
40,
yeah.
50 years of
Uh-huh.
memories with this
Uh-huh.
woman
Yeah.
or person,
Yeah.
and then just they don't remember like all those
Right. Yeah.
beautiful, happy, sad, exciting moments, and they're
It's
just gone.
crazy. Yeah. It's tough. It's
So,
super tough.
so how did you like kind of get out of that? Was it just like
You,
peace,
it
love?
was
Like what did you tell yourself to kind of get over that
man, it
slump?
was so I didn't know what to do at first. I just kind of I was like, oh, I can go back and visit. And I was like, I should probably fly back and visit. And I still probably will next year for the first time. And but it was
What were the emotions that you felt? Like
oh
when you got
man.
off the call with her?
Man, it was I cried for so many days. It was just like it was random, It wasn't like, oh, I'm bawling. It was just
Yeah,
I would be driving and I don't know where it's like it hits you. And it's
sadness.
yeah, it was just so it was a tough time, but I have a 2-year-old now. I had my little girl, and that brought me out of that hole. Yeah, I know they say kids were a blessing. I didn't want kids, honestly, and I had her, and oh man, she's been wonderful, beautiful, and she's she was an easy baby for me, and it's been nothing but happiness, and I just kind of hold on to her because it's like she's that joy, yeah, for me.
Kids are like pure
Yeah, it
happiness,
is. It's a weird
joy,
feeling.
like
Yeah, it
innocence.
is.
It's
Yeah.
just like a
Mhm.
pure, like untouched human being
Yeah.
before like the world like molds
Mhm.
you and
Yeah.
either fucks you up or
Yeah.
whatever. Like they're just like the perfect little example of
They
what we
are.
should all try to
Yeah.
be as like adults too,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah. Yeah. So. Oh man, she's a wild ride. She's super fun. Yeah, she was my joy. I kind of held on to her, having her as a baby, and that's what kind of brought me out of that that hole that I was in emotionally. Yeah, because it was tough.
Everything happens for a reason,
Yeah,
man.
exactly. Yeah, yeah,
I'm
yeah.
a
She was
believer
that
of
gift.
it.
But yeah, it's been good.
Rock and roll, man.
Yeah.
We'll kind of wrap it up with this, man, and I want to show you guys some of these cars and this sick bike. If you could go back and give yourself some advice, whether it be 10 years, 15 years, you're 29 now, so let's just call it, 15 years,
Hmm.
you're freshman in high school, or younger, whatever. Like, if you could go back in time and, like, kind of just give yourself some words of wisdom, without getting too, like, technical
Yeah,
about
yeah,
it, but,
yeah.
like, what would you tell yourself?
To be more confident in myself.
Okay?
Yeah.
You're not confident?
No, I
Really?
feel like for years I was always I doubted myself so much,
Okay.
and it was like I was my biggest critic, and a lot of stuff I didn't do just because it's just I was holding myself back, and yeah, it was
Well, I'm glad you're over that.
yeah, 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 I am. I am.
Because
I am over that.
it
Yeah.
seems like you're a pretty confident,
Yeah, no,
like
yeah, no,
person,
but yeah, as when I was growing up, yeah, I was very timid and shy, and yeah, definitely be more confident because if I would have been, I would have branched out and done a lot of cool stuff a long time ago. Yeah, yeah,
You're doing a bunch of cool stuff
yeah. Yeah,
now,
that's true.
and
Yeah,
like
thank you.
your journey is
Yeah,
amazing, and I
thank
don't
you.
think you're slowing down. At
Yeah,
least I hope you're
no,
not. I'm
no,
gonna
no,
keep
no.
pushing you as a
Yeah.
friend to
Mm-hmm.
keep the gas,
It's
all
fun.
gas,
Yeah.
no
Of
brakes.
course. I was born into it, so
You
gotta
know,
keep going. That's what I like to do.
yeah,
Yeah, I love cars, love bikes,
you know.
love the speed. Love the racing.
What do you? Let's before we wrap it up. I got one more for you,
Mhm.
man. Like, what's your take on this entire like electrification? Where do you see this industry going? You know, do you see like in 10, 20 years? I mean, what's your take on just the whole EV movement? Do you work on any
Um,
EVs?
no, we don't.
Okay.
No, we don't. Yeah.
Is there anything to work on EVs other than like it comes in and you just plug it into the computer? I mean,
I honestly wouldn't be able to tell you.
okay,
I don't think I've seen a single one besides hybrids. Hybrid stuff.
sure,
But that's a whole different.
animal.
Yeah. So EVs, no, we haven't seen any. But I'm not against them, honestly. I think they
No?
no. I think they make some cool daily drivers. That's for sure.
Yeah,
Yeah. Enough to replace the gas engine? No, I don't think so.
yeah.
Yeah. Mhm.
So, cool, awesome, man. Well, any advice to aspiring shop owners?
Do your marketing.
Do your marketing. I love it.
Marketing is huge. Yeah. If people don't know that you're out there, they're not gonna come see you. So
Yep.
yeah, marketing's the biggest thing. Yeah. Mhm. So that's
Thanks,
it.
man,
Of course.
for having this convo
Yeah.
with me. I thoroughly enjoyed it.
Yeah, me
There you
too.
go,
Thank you.
guys.
Yeah.
Be confident in yourself. Do your
Mhm.
marketing and
Yeah.
just do your passion, man. Do what you
Be
love
a good
and
person.
be a good person,
Yeah,
dude.
yeah.
We need more of that
Yeah.
for sure.
Mhm.
So,
If you're-
thanks so much for tuning in,
Yeah.
guys. We'll catch you guys on the next one.
Thank you. For sure.
And that's a wrap on another episode of the Realty Radio Show. Thank you for tuning in and indulging in these honest and thought-provoking conversations. If you enjoyed today's episode, be sure to subscribe, like, and leave a comment on your favorite platform. Remember, the Realty keeps flowing on our favorite social media channels, so connect with us on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, and LinkedIn. Until next time, keep steeping in truth, growing with purpose, and embracing the authentic flavors of life. This is Rich signing off. Stay brewed.